Hi fans of high quality entertainment. Today, Larry Graves, aka Canadian Studmuffin, is going to review. I already lost like a few new viewers. They're out of here. Today I'm going to review and rank Wings at the speed of sound. And first, I usually start with rating the production and everything, then I get into the songs and my overall review of the album and ranking. So, production, it's very good. Similar to Venus and Mars. It's not a 10 out of 10. I give it a 8 out of 10. The album cover. I kind of struggled with this one. It's kind of boring. With Linda McCartney being such a superb photographer, and like right there, that would have made, if they had done something like that for the album cover, that would have been much better than that. But that's just my opinion. You might like it. I mean, it is, like, especially for the deluxe box set, it's kind of cool, but it's not my favorite. The lyrics, overall, better than average. Some really good ones like Beware My Love and Silly Love Songs, which I'll talk about in a minute. So I give it a 7 out of 10. My favorite song, when the song Let 'Em In was on the radio at first, I was thinking, oh my God, what a stupid song, so simple, I could write it. But even later on, people would sometimes complain about Paul's simple lyrics. For instance, in Driving Rain, there's a song 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's go for a drive. Some people are really upset with that, but it suited the song that he was singing. And I see nothing wrong with once in a while having simple lyrics. Not everything has to be, a great lyric. And so, when I first heard Let 'Em In, I didn't really care for it. Not just the lyrics, I didn't care for the song. It was too simple overall. But now, it's one of my favorite Paul McCartney songs. It is so catchy, and who cares about the lyrics? It is a great song, and I love how he mentions his family members like Auntie Jim. He had a real Auntie Jim, of course. Phil and Don, the Everly Brothers. It's just really catchy and a nice song. A nice way to start the album. My least favorite song, there's a few that are my least favorite. And just for now, I know for most people it would be Linda McCartney's Cook of the House. But I see the humor in it. I see there's kind of a 50s vibe to the music. And so I like that more at the moment than a song like Warm and Beautiful, which I find just pedestrian, I guess. A pedestrian Paul McCartney song. Once in a while he'll do one of those, not often though. And my overall album rating is a B-, and in my rankings, out of the 7 albums I've reviewed and ranked so far, it falls right to the bottom, folks, at number 7 with a B-. But, it's certainly not a bad album. So I'll go through the songs here. And by the way, before I forget, I've always wondered what happened to Joe English, the drummer. Excellent musicians, by the way, for all of the members of Wings, of course. But Joe English, I never really, I tried to research what happened to him, and he found religion. And at the end of this video, if I remember, I'll have a link to an interview with him about a year ago, where, he found God and all that. He says a couple of nice things about Paul and Linda McCartney living at their home when he first became a member of Wings, and so that was nice to hear. He didn't I didn't hear anything bad about Wings, but you know, he was really, he got really messed up with drugs, and he was really lonely in this era. So yeah, good for him that he's doing well. Now for the songs. Like I said, Let 'Em In is my favorite. The Note You Never Wrote, vocals by Denny Lane. It's really good. I like it a lot. She's My Baby, kind of a run-of-the-mill Paul McCartney song, but an above-average run-of-the-mill song. I like it. She's My Baby. Really good vocals by him. Beware My Love, which I know is possibly a lot of people's favorite song on the album, even more than Let 'Em In. And there's just something about it. I've never, I guess the whole album I've never connected to like I have for a lot of the other Wings albums, like London Town, Band on the Run, Venus and Mars even. And I don't know if it sounds like it's kind of a bit forced. Oh, we got to do a rock song for this album, so they did Beware My Love. There's just something about it that doesn't make it one of my favorites. But no, I'm not saying I don't. I do love the song. I mean, I love a lot of Paul McCartney songs, but it's just not anywhere near the top as one of my favorites. Wino Junko is excellent. It's by Jimmy McCollough. Is that how you pronounce his last name? He also did, of course, Medicine Jar on Venus and Mars. And like Paul McCartney mentions in this book about, you know, they're both kind of drug related. It's like he was trying to send messages to himself. Sadly, he did pass away at a young age. So Wino Junko is excellent. Silly Love Songs. Now this is a real good barb back at the critics for, you know, saying that all Paul McCartney does is write silly love songs. So he wrote a song called Silly Love Songs. And what is the chorus? I love you. And like, you know, the lyrics are really, really good. I mean, the chorus, so simple. But like I said, he was trying to get the message back to these critics and whoever else, that what's wrong with writing silly love songs. I mean, he was writing silly love songs at the start of the Beatles' career. So, and that bass, of course, the bass lines in Silly Love Songs is great. So it's definitely a classic. It could be, you know, I do love Let 'Em In a tad more than Silly Love Songs, but Silly Love Songs is right up there. Cook of the House, like I said, is fun. It's a humorous. What's wrong with throwing in, maybe some would consider it filler or whatever. I don't, my laundry's done. So some would consider it filler, but I think it's good on me. Time to Hide by Denny Lane is good. Must Do Something About It with vocals by the drummer Joe English. Very good vocals by Joe English. It's also a good song. It's like not a, I don't consider these great songs, but they're good songs. And then the album ends with Paul McCartney's two songs, Sand Fairy Ann and Warm and Beautiful. And every time they're almost like, they're just like faceless Paul McCartney songs. They, you know, maybe at some point I'll get it and I'll love the songs, because that does happen. But I just played this album again a couple days ago, and they just don't impress me that much. They're not bad songs, but they're not that interesting either. So the album kind of ends in a bland kind of way for me. But if you love Wings at the Speed of Sound, every song, then good for you. So yeah, that's my review and ranking for Wings at the Speed of Sound. A good Wings album, but certainly not one of my favorites.